were you a fan of the first series of Peaky Blinders?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I went to the very first sort of screening in Birmingham that Steve did, and I just thought, oh, this is mad. This looks amazing, and it's about Birmingham. And I remember the first thing I thought was I never heard so many Brummie accents at the same time on a screen. And I just thought, like, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And then I didn't really finish the first series when it was out because I was just sort of busy. But then, I got the part so quickly in series 2, and it was such a quick, like, I auditioned for it and then I got it the next day or something. It was like, it was mad. And then I just, binge watched everything else, and I just thought, this is really something special. But I mean, this second series is just, they've just exploded the world. It's just.
The interesting thing and what I really liked about the original series was there was a simplicity. The guns were stolen, and then it was a story that was built around that. Presumably, they've had to get a little bit bigger with this particular series.
Well, yeah, I mean, taking it to London is the biggest thing itself. And you have fantastic new people like Tom, like Noah Taylor, who was just excellent. And Charlotte Riley, just bringing fantastic new things to the table. And it's just sort of like. I mean, I've seen the first episode. That's all I've seen. I haven't seen anything else, But it's just like, it's up to level, and it's that kind of, it's like The Empire Strikes Back. It's the dark, it's the dark sequel, and it's just getting, they're trying to expand themselves, and then maybe it's a bit too much for them to handle, at first. So it's, yeah.
With regards to you mentioned Tom Hardy. Now, am I correct in saying you're playing his right-hand man?
Yes. Yeah.
Can you share with us a little bit more about that?
So Ollie, Alfie's right-hand man, he's like, he's a relative, and he's kind of like on work experience, really. It's almost like he's there to help Tom out, to help Alfie, and but also, he's like his bodyguard, but maybe not your normal sort of bodyguard. He's a little boy, really, and Tom is Tom, and he's a big guy, and he's way more aggressive than he doesn't need a bodyguard. It's Tom Hardy, and so he's kind of like there, just loving every minute of it. I see it's like Ollie's on work experience with Tom, and he just has to love the violence. Maybe when it gets a bit violent, it's too much for him, but it's like a child learning. It's kind of like how I felt learning from Tom and Killian. Just there, just like, yeah, this is because I would just watch them, and it was just like school. It was really, really privileged.
It's like the actor's studio, isn't it?
It was just amazing. Like my first day, I was just sort of doing sort of like bodyguard sort of stuff, like standing there, and I just got to watch Killian and Tom just do this scene, this 20-minute scene, and it's just like, it was fantastic. It was amazing watching these two fantastic masters of what they're doing now, and they're both so relevant, just really, really play, and they're so different, Yeah.
As people, they're very different.
They're very different as people, but as actors, they're very different. They're Tom I find is quite theatrical, and it's amazing to watch because he's got this level of theatricality, but also it's so true as well. And like, whereas Killian is like so still and so like it's eyes, and it's just steely, and but they're both fantastic,
Very exciting.
But then Killian is wonderful theatre actor. I just saw him in Ballyturk, and he's just, oh God, he's wonderful. It's annoying he's not here tonight because I would have said well done, because it's just amazing.